It's a pretty cold and chilly morning here as I leave Karuna Creek Campground. And today is somewhat exciting because, as I mentioned earlier, I've done this the last 2 days before, earlier this year with Killer and Ren. And as of today, everything is virgin trail. I have not walked any of the Heysen beyond this point. It's pretty exciting because from here south, I reckon I'd probably done about half of it before, roughly. And it was all fairly familiar ground. But from here on, I'm heading into the unknown. So let the adventure really begin now. I'm here now in Tireli Gorge, and it's pretty rough going, but it's amazing because if you look ahead of me here, you can see the old stonework and some old fence posts from when they actually built a roadway of sorts through here so they could get their carts and produce through. This gorge is quite spectacular, but with the mist and the fog which has been settling over the tops of the hills for a while, and the number of skeletons of animals, some old and bleached by the sun and some still with all the flesh and fur still on them, it has a very eerie sense about it. It feels like a place of death, but it's still totally spectacular at the same time. I have arrived here at the Mount Bryan East Schoolhouse, which is now a hut for overnight hikers of the Heysen Trail. And I just have to show you around because it is absolutely amazing. Table and chairs at the back, new toilet block there, a whole lot of old sheds, plenty of firewood if needed, rainwater tanks. Now, this is the doorway to get in, out the back. I found it. I've come through here and gone, oh, this looks, fairly standard. Then come through this main door and check this out. 2 enormous sleeping platforms, so much space. Big old chalkboard from the schoolroom. Fireplace, a few candles and chairs. And I thought that was pretty amazing. And then I went back out here and I found another door. And through this door, a kitchen with yet another fireplace, some fresh cooking pans, more candles, even tea towels, water, a few emergency supplies. Goes through to yet another room with another fireplace, a little library collection, armchair for getting comfortable in the evenings, and finally one more room with mattresses. Who'd have thought it? Once again, 2-story sleeping platform. This place could hold a lot of people, but I'm just amazed. This is just absolute luxury on the trail. So good work to the people who manage this hut. How wonderful. I've got to go check out what these books are. I think this is going to be a good night. I'm at the old Hallett railway station where the Heysen have established a little hut for the night. They've done a quite cute little job here as well. I take a lot of videos of these huts because I'm so wonderfully impressed by them. Especially when the weather's been a little bit rough. There's nothing quite as wonderful as finding one of these huts. But it's early in the morning. I'm heading off early today because the weather looks like it's going to be getting very warm and very windy. So I also have a really long day to do today, about 26, 27 kilometres. So I thought I'd better get started early. Hi. Hopefully you can hear me okay because it is really windy and I've got my microphone inside my jacket, so hopefully this works. Today should be my last day heading into Spalding, but I don't know what to do right now because I've walked the 2.5 k's back to the trail and I walked up this little bit of a hill behind me, which is where the trail goes, and it is so windy that I ended up literally crawling on all fours. I have never been in wind as strong as this before. It is absolutely unbelievable. I'm actually sitting on the ground here just to keep myself stable while I use my hand for the camera. On top of that rise, it was actually difficult to breathe because the pressure of the air on my face is like being on a super fast roller coaster or something that just whips all the air right out of your mouth. And the trail today, I think, is about 8 kilometres along this ridgeline, so I need to do a bit of an assessment about what to do right now, because it is not looking promising. Well, I made it. It was the toughest day I have had. It was just so windy and so exhausting. It took me a couple of attempts going up that first hill before I convinced myself that I was going to be able to make it. But I made it to about 5 or 6 k's out of Spalding when my friend who was bringing my resupply sent me a message saying that they'd arrived. So I said, well, how about you come down and meet me a little bit out of Spalding. So I cut the day short slightly, but I will be able to do those extra few kilometres tomorrow when I start stage 6.